Welcome back, everybody. This is Thursday Night Political Hot Seat, and I'm here with candidate and District Attorney Brian Kunzi. We were discussing to come up with a trivia question, so I'll probably mess this up big time. But what territory was Pahrump in, or Nye County in?
No, Pahrump.
Pahrump in before Nevada became a state. What territory did Pahrump belong in before Nevada became a state? And if anybody even comes close, you win the $20 gift certificate, because I sure as heck didn't know this. It surprised me. But anyway, that's it for the $20 gift certificate at the Red Sky Barbecue. And if you know the answer, call in. What territory was Pahrump in before Nevada became a state? All right, we're back with Mr. Kunzi. We're talking about plea deals and just about everything, and of course, talking about how large our county is. Question I need to know, outside of Tonopah, how far out do you go?
Well, I go out.
You don't go into Hawthorne, do you?
No, I don't go into Hawthorne, but
Okay.
Gabbs is quite a ways out there.
Round Mountain?
Round Mountain.
Do they have courthouses out there?
There's no courthouse in Round Mountain, but I do a fair amount of work with the Round Mountain Town Board.
Right.
And, Round Mountain's about an hour north of Tonopah. Gabbs is part of our county, and it's interesting to get to Gabbs. Of course, I start in Nye County, I go into Esmeralda County, I come back into Nye County, I go back through Esmeralda County into Mineral County before I then turn up and go into back into Nye County. So it's quite a travel.
Oh boy. Well, anyway, now.
Oh, you got a trivia.
Yeah, can you believe somebody would know the answer to this quick? All right, Kathy, go ahead with your answer. Can you hear us?
Is it the Louisiana Purchase?
You're back in the Midwest now. Give it another shot. She must have left the line. Okay, Kathy, you call in and give it another shot, but no, it wasn't the Louisiana Purchase. Anyway, it was a territory before Pahrump was in Nevada, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Anyway, Mr. Kunzi's got one here that's going to be kind of tricky. Anyway, so, well, I'm still thinking about that, I wouldn't picture it would have been that. I would picture maybe another neighboring state, but not, Anyhow, no, it's not the New Mexico territory either. And it's not the California territory. It's not the Colorado territory. It's not the Utah territory. And let's see, what else do we border? Idaho, it's not their territory. So anyway, I kind of left the state out of there. So you probably guess which one it was if you were listening. But anyway, we need to get an answer to this, and we don't have a whole lot of time. But so you're running, you got any set time? 20 years, 12 years? I mean, you win the next election, that'll be 8 years. When do you retire?
I don't know that I have a good answer for that. I think as long as I enjoy what I'm doing and I think I'm, advancing the interests of the community, I don't know that I want to put a time period on it. I'm in my mid-50s now. My problem is I'm not a really retiring type. I don't know that I can sit at home and do nothing. So
everybody tries it, but it don't turn out that way.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how I could do it. I think I might go crazy. So.
Yeah, well, everybody tries it now. Well, you're in your mid-50s, so let's see. If you follow the politicians in Washington, what are they, in their 90s? Some of them?
I have no intentions of doing that.
Some of those Supreme Court justices, I mean, they don't even look like they're. You got to wait until you see them move to make sure that they're. Anyway, we do have a caller on the line. I believe he has the answer to the trivia question. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, Arizona Territory.
You got it. Arizona Territory. That's what Pahrump belonged to before Nevada became a state. And you leave your phone number with our engineer. And tomorrow after 12 o'clock, there'll be a gift certificate down at the Big Sky Barbecue with your name on it. and I'll make sure I get up before 12. That's hard for me to do most of the time, but I get up before 12 and make sure the gift certificate gets there. You need to go by and pick it up, though. I won't bring it out and deliver it to you. Okay? All right, so anyway.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting piece of trivia that I don't think most people realize that Pahrump was not part of Nevada in 1864 when Nevada became a state. The bottom boundary of Nye County actually was a little bit north of Beatty and basically ran in a straight line almost to basically where Mercury is. And then the line went north from there. And so they moved the line a couple of times after 1864 over to its current boundary, and then they added Clark County and what is Pahrump now about, I think it was in the late 1860s. I'm not exactly sure what year it is. So actually, Pahrump was not part of Nevada until the late 1860s.
It was Arizona territory.
It was Arizona territory.
You would think it was California territory or something, since we just kind of look over the hill and we see California.
Well, one thing many, many years ago, actually Arizona, when Las Vegas started booming, actually filed a lawsuit to try to reclaim that territory back to Arizona. And the Nevada Supreme Court, or the U.S. Supreme Court said, no, we're not changing the boundaries. So.
Well, there'd probably be a lot of states wanting to change boundaries then. I mean, what was it? Colorado wanted to break up into about 5 different states or something, But, yeah, you probably have all kinds of stuff going on. Now here I thought Nevada would have been part of the New Mexico territory.
No, actually Nevada was formed actually out of the Utah territory. The most of Nevada, the part of Nevada that became a state in 1864 was in the Utah territory. The southern part, which is basically southern Nye County and Clark County, were actually in the Arizona territory.
I bet you the Indians had something to do with that.
I'm not sure exactly where those boundaries came from.
I'm gonna have to ask my wife, she's Indian. But anyway, that's quite interesting. Okay, people, now we got our history lesson. Now we get back to being district attorney. You have how many cases waiting? Do you know?
Oh my gosh, I couldn't even tell you that.
I mean, is it something that everybody has to work on every day to just kind of keep up with what's going? How come so many people's arrested in Nye County? That's
realistically though, our numbers aren't any greater than other locations. It's just the way it is. I mean, this is really basically in every community. It's not any different here. And the thing is, I think it's true with a lot of places and a lot of things you talk about. 10% of the people cause 90% of the problem. Right. It is a very small number of people who are really causing a lot of the problems, and it's not the vast majority of the people. And that's what's it's difficult and troubling for us because again, a lot of it is the same people. And it's not the general population.
Well, the thing is, a lot of it, and I'm going to blame it, since I'm sitting here on TV, a lot of it goes back to the news, the outlets. I mean, almost everything you see is negative. You don't see the good sides of it, but you always see the negative sides if there's something really happened today, that's headlines right across the paper. You don't hear about the good thing that happened across the headline. It might be back on page 10 or 9 or something like that. But the headlines is always the bad part of it. And when you read, like in the newspaper, they have like the DA's report and the sheriff's report and everything and that. And a lot of the names, I recognize a lot of the names, not because I know the people, it's because I seen them 2 weeks ago in the paper, or a month ago, the same people were in the paper.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's always the negative that seems to sell the papers, and that's just kind of the way it is.
Well, human nature, I believe, because for some reason, I don't know why everybody gets a big kicker. I don't know. The old oak tree, I think, we just take them out and hang them the way I look at it. But we got away from that. I mean, like when I got, I think, thrown out of court, just because I said kill them all and let God separate them, they didn't like that either. So,
Well, I personally think that not even close. We have by far the best system that's ever been created. I wouldn't change it. I like our system. I think it's fair, and it's far better than anybody has ever devised. So I don't think we can complain about it.
Do you ever travel around there, other areas like Ozark County, Missouri, and see what they might do there, or
Well, I'm pretty blessed.
Gary,
from this.
Indiana, to see what
Well,
they do in Gary?
I've really been all over this country. I've been very blessed. Like I said, I was raised here in Nevada, but I went to college in Indiana. The Army sent me back to Indiana, which was kind of interesting to me. But I've been in a lot of different areas, and I've actually tried cases in a lot of different courts in a lot of different places. And again, it really isn't. We have the same problems here that everybody else struggles with. We're not unique. I know everybody kind of feels like, it's worse. But that's just really not true. I mean, we struggle with the same problems that everybody across America struggles with. And
Well, I've been in a lot of small areas, and I mentioned to people that we got everything. The reason I stay in Pahrump is because you could name off all these other places. It's not any better. You just,
well,
the
one thing we don't have here, which, we don't have a lot of, you go into Las Vegas and you go into court in Las Vegas, and I spent 12 years almost every day in there. We don't have the stabbings and the shootings and a lot of the real violent robberies and things like that
Right.
out here. We don't have the violent crime. We really are a relatively safe community. Too many property crimes, but by and large, this is a very safe community.
Okay, everybody out there, this is District Attorney Brian Kunzi running for re-election. I want to thank you very much. This is the end of the show. We will see you next Thursday night, and the gift certificate will be waiting at Big Sky Barbecue. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.